Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. My name's Ashley Wood, and I'll be your host as we take an inside look at the world of horse breeding and racing. So saddle up, because Hot to Trot is ready to break from the gate now. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Hot to Trot Live. We are here at Penn National, and I am joined by the very beautiful Jessica Paquette, and we're so excited to be here on the big night. We have Penn Mile, we have the Oaks, so we also have two PA-bred races, which we're going to get into in a little bit. But Jessica, this is your first time at Penn. What do you think so far?
This is such a wonderful racetrack. Thank you for having me, and thanks to the folks at Penn National for welcoming us out. It's so great to be at a track celebrating their big day, celebrating some great Pennsylvania breds. And for me, now that I'm a Pennsylvania resident, I finally am here to come out to this big night.
I know you got to travel down the turnpike. Have you been this far east yet in PA?
Not quite this far east. I did go antiquing maybe about 30 minutes back towards Philly from here. Antiquing has become my new weekend hobby.
Me too. I love
What
that.
do you like to find?
I like to find horse stuff, and I can send you like a bunch of things that I have found. Lancaster, were you in like Blue Ball?
I have no idea. I never have any idea where
Like
I am
it's
in
a little odd,
Pennsylvania.
yeah. So there's a lot of great antiquing, and you can find a lot of like really interesting like things out that way, especially like the harness racing relics. I love finding them.
I didn't buy it because it was a little bit above my budget because my real horses have been expensive, but I saw this great harness racing trophy at a place last weekend.
I love finding
It was
those.
gorgeous.
That's one of my favorite hobbies to do, is finding those like
We'll
old
have to
books.
go on an antiquing adventure.
I love it. And then we'll have to show our viewers all the horse racing treasures that we find, because that is a fun pastime to have, especially here in PA, because we have a lot of history in racing.
Absolutely, we do, and a lot of history in the state, as everyone's celebrating this year.
Yes, exactly. Well, we have a lot going on today here at the track. We have family fun for those of you that are going to be joining us here. Gates are officially open now at 3:30, so you're going to see some fans slowly trickling through. Behind us here by the paddock here, Penn National, so I'm excited. We have our booth over there, so if you are here, stop by and get your souvenir picture and on a digital photo booth with your Penn Mile frame around it. The girls are at the booth and also have lots of fun giveaways, everything a track freebie fan would
I
want.
love a racetrack freebie.
We have sunglasses because you're going to need them today because it's sunny, it's beautiful. Last year we had 2 rain dates, so I am just elated that we are here on the date. It is a beautiful day. It's not too hot. It's not too cool.
It's just right.
It's perfect.
It is just right. Now, the Penn Mile has attracted a great field, $400,000 rate, an incredibly talented group of horses, and it's so great to see world-class horsemen and women and jockeys come to a small track. I think I've come from smaller racetracks, and racetracks like this to me are the heart of horse racing,
Really
and
are.
to see them supported by the bigger outfits, and I think that's so great for the fans too, because then they get to see the people that they really look up to.
We also have the Penn Oaks, and I think the field there is going to be, really nice to see. And I'm more excited for the PA-bred races. I hate to say it, but I watch these horses and I follow them.
Well, I've called most of them, so
yeah, you have.
I'm a little biased too, and it's fun. It's so fun seeing their names in a program where it's not my problem tonight. Also,
You get to enjoy it.
I get to just be a fan today.
I love that. I love going. Those are my favorite days. Is when I get to be a fan.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. We got a lot of great guests coming up here soon too, and we're going to get to them shortly. But hey, what are you most excited for tonight? Like what race?
Oh, that's a great question. I might be with you. It might be the PA-bred races, just because it is. Parks has year-round racing mostly, except for our break in August, so I'm so familiar with some of those horses. So to get to see them at a track not mine is really exciting. So, and the Pennsylvania breeding program I think is one of the best in the country, and I can never stress enough the importance of a thriving state-bred breeding program for the agribusiness in the state. It supports open space. It supports so many jobs across the Commonwealth. It's just such an integral part of not just the racing industry, but the horse industry in the state.
And to be honest, right here, we have so many great breeding farms, like around Granville. And next time you need to plan some more time to stay so we can go out and see Smarty Jones, because we have Equistar Farm, literally like 7 minutes from the track, here.
It's amazing that Smarty, who is kind of the greatest icon in horse racing, right?
Yeah.
That he's still here, and he looks so good.
He does. And, I mean, it's it's so amazing when you come up here and get to go see the horses at the different breeding farms, and then you have the racetrack like right in your backyard. It's just great. I love it up here, and I have to say I'm biased because I'm from here, like from this area.
It's a great place to grow up, I imagine. It's just so beautiful here. Now, back to Smarty for a second, and we'll have Larry Collmus on. And American Pharoah's Triple Crown is one of the most iconic sporting moments that I've seen in person. But prior to that, it was Smarty's Belmont. I've never before or since been at a sporting event where the entire place went. I mean, when I tell you silent, it went so silent. It's just it's like a core memory for me is standing by the rail at Belmont Park and just you could hear a pin drop.
I worked Preakness, and I was there with the owners in the owner's box, and that is a memory. And also, most amazingly, my son doesn't remember it, but he was there. He was 4 years old, all dressed up in the infield that day as well, and that storm that came through, like core memory too. Like I can smell it, I can feel it. Like getting those owners down the stairs and just like knowing that they were on that journey to go for because they were going for the Triple Crown, and we all know it. And that horse was also like spectacular. That race, that run, it was just lightning struck, and then that horse hit the finish line. It was just goosebumps all over again.
Well, and it's the best part of racing, right? That you can have these magical moments at any time, and maybe we'll see some magical moments tonight.
I think so. I'm excited. We also have Uncle Heavy was at the Preakness 2 years ago.
He
and he's
absolutely
racing
was.
today.
He sure was.
Yeah, so he's in the alphabet on the turf for the first time. We're going to get more into that in a couple minutes. But there's so many horses that I'm excited to watch tonight. And I have to say, I think the PA-bred ones are the ones I'm most excited for, too. Not that the big races aren't exciting. They are definitely exciting. I have some opinions, but they're not like your opinions. They're light and fan-friendly and Ashley style.
I mean, my opinions are not dark and mean, but they are.
They're professional, I'm trying to say.
Sometimes. They are sometimes professional, but there will also be. I mean, I'm the first to admit, I do the handicapping day in and day out at parks, right? Like, there'll be times where I'm like, I just like this horse because I pick this horse every time, and I am envisioning this horse as a sport horse, and I'm going to keep picking him. And so, I mean, I'm a fan deep down, too.
I just don't ever think I sound like
Give yourself.
I know. I'm too hard on myself.
This is what I tell all my friends, right? You would not speak to me the way you speak to yourself. So you should speak to yourself the way you would speak to your friends.
You're right.
I know.
She's so great. This is why I have her on. She builds me up. And that's what we do in this industry. We got to build each other up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're all in the same boat.
I love it. Well, beautiful weather, a beautiful paddock. And I'm excited. So I think we'll be right back. And joining us next is going to be Chris McErlean, the Vice President of Penn Entertainment Racing. I think they're behind us, Larry and Chris chatting it up. So just give us a couple seconds and we'll be right back.
The photo finish. A split second, frozen in time. Years in the making. Sweat, tears, and grit. The moment the crown falls on the king's head for all to see. What's a picture really worth? That depends on what you wager.
For years, the Wager Warrior has protected our tracks. Now he's on a mission to help his fellow warriors win big. Let's see how it's going.
Boats Rockin has been having a good run. He's definitely gonna show. Should I risk it on the win?
Hey you, over here. No, down here. Check out the past performances. I've sent them to your email. I was just trying to help. Go to pennhorseracing.com/wagerwarriors to get your past performances today.
The Pennsylvania breeding program is the best program in the country. The stallion awards, the owner bonuses, also the restricted races and the stakes races for Pennsylvania breds. Last year, 321 Pennsylvania breeders earned breeders awards. 22 Pennsylvania breeders earned over $100,000. We have the best program in the country. Take advantage of the fantastic program that we have.
Learn more at PA-bred.com.
The drive to be the best is a strong motivator. To win, to be called a champion. But at Altmaier Wilder Racing, we're driven by something even stronger: love. To be be able to work with these amazing creatures every day, to witness their awesome power and grace as they race down the track. The accolades and trophies are nice, but it's the horses that make it all worthwhile. This isn't just a job, it's our passion.
What's that?
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's the Wager Warrior.
If you guys would just check your email, I wouldn't have to fly all the way over here. I sent you free past performances.
Oh yeah, they're right here.
I didn't get anything. Where do I sign up?
Go to pennhorseracing.com/wagerwarriors to stay ahead of the pack. Which reminds me, gotta run.
And we are back with Chris McErlean, the Vice President of Racing for Penn Entertainment. Thanks for joining us, Chris. This is not your first time on Hot to Trot.
No, I'm a veteran.
You are. You're one of my favorite guests because we get to test our trivia, and we're going to do that a little bit later.
Right.
But we got what we wanted, what we've been praying for. We got a great weather, and
Yeah, last year I think took us 3 tries to get it right with the weather, but this year was one and done. So no excuses now.
No,
the
weather's
racing
out of the
gods
mix.
do have quite a sense of humor sometimes, don't they?
It was a little frustrating last year, but it's an outdoor sport, and unfortunately it's one thing we can't control. If anybody can do it, they have a job for life.
Absolutely. So this is our premiere day here at the racetrack at Penn National in Granville. What makes today really stand out and special for you out of all the other racetracks that you manage?
Well, Penn has 10 racetracks around the country, thoroughbred, harness. We obviously have the Meadows out near Pittsburgh, which has the Adios, which is a great event. But we really try to have like a signature event for each of our properties. And about 13 years ago, Penn National used to have the Governor's Cup, and that kind of ran its course, a little bit tougher division to fill. And we were looking for a niche, something where we could attract, big name horses or bigger name horses, trainers, jockeys, and, went through the calendar, went through the divisions, what categories maybe were a little softer than others. And the mile 3-year-old division there really was nothing out there. And we thought that was a good opportunity. Maybe some 3-year-olds that were on the Triple Crown Trail would try it, some up-and-comers. Turf racing, was starting to pick up a lot more. So we put up a big purse. The first few runnings were $500,000 and made it a mile. So we thought, we could attract some different type of horsemen. And it really hit the ground running. I mean, we within 3 years, first year we could be graded. It was a Grade 2 race, and I think in the 3rd running we had a Breeders' Cup winner in it, Bobby's Kitten, and just got a lot of momentum. The downside to that is, unfortunately, that category now is very crowded. And Belmont put on their Turf Triple Crown. They have the Pennine Ridge for 3-year-olds, which is next week. The Jersey Derby is a mile on the turf. The Murphy at Pimlico is a mile a couple weeks during Preakness week. So it's a very crowded category now. So we're kind of a victim of our success there. So it's been a little bit tougher, recruiting horses, and just and Churchill also has a big 3-year-old race tomorrow at a mile and an eighth. So it's a crowded category now. Turf is really popular, obviously. So. But we really try to, make a signature event, and not just the racing, but, all the ancillary activities, the family fun areas. This is kind of the kickoff to the summer season. So people, we want to get people out. Memorial Day weekend was last weekend. People are thinking outdoors, thinking summertime. So we want to make it into that type of event, on track and off track.
So I think kind of fundamentally we're all racing fans, right? We got into this industry and we stay in it because we love it. Yep. And you have to love it to stay in it. What's your favorite memory from a Penn Mile? Or what's the most memorable one that you can think of?
A couple years ago we set the all-time track record for handle here, which was about 5.7 million. So, that was a nice accomplishment, for the team to get that. And as I said, I think I counted up, we've had, 11 Grade 1 winners come through this race, either coming into it or graduating out of it. So, it's a good stepping stone. The year the Philly won, Catch a Glimpse, was a nice one. That was I think Mark Cassie's first start here. And, she was a champion filly, and he decided to run her against the boys, which was, a pretty bold move on that, and she was very impressive. So that probably from the racing standpoint probably is the one that would be the most memorable from the previous Penn Miles.
I imagine.
So we have our racing menu. Is there anything our fans should be taking a look at if they're at home, our horse players?
Yeah, well, I think the big thing, again, focusing on the turf. Penn National has a really good reputation with its turf course. And the one drawback is we don't have lights on it. And we normally race at night. So we have to do our turf races early in the card. But we do have an all-stakes pick 4. I think that's kind of the key wager tonight. The first 2 races in that are the Pennsylvania-bred races, Leofard and the Alphabet Soup, and then the Penn Oaks and the Penn Mile. And, we're down to, I think, 6 and 5 in the 2 stakes races, but the 2 state-bred races are still held together pretty strong. So I think that's and they're wide open races, I think. So that I think is, if you're going to be looking for a value type wager, the all stakes pick 4 is the one to focus on.
Great. I know you guys also have a promotion you're doing for the fans that are coming here in person. I know first 400 we're going to get a hat at the door.
They were already lining up, so you better get here early if you're going to get the hat.
You better be en route if you're watching. And if you're watching and driving, I don't say that. We're not
endorsing that,
no.
but also do what you need to do. They're good hats.
Get in your car now. So we also have another promotion that Scott was telling me about. The one where we are doing, if you do a $10 sports bet, a sports bet in the sports book, what's that?
So we have a sports book here at Hollywood Casino at Penn National. If you make a $10 sports wager, you get entered in a drawing. We'll start those drawings after the first race through the 5th. And the winner gets a $10 win play show bet on the Penn Mile. So we'll make that announcement. People just need to come down to the outside mutual area if their name's called. But trying to, a little bit of a crossover promotion, for our sports betting fans. Maybe try to get them interested in the racing side as well.
Yeah, because that's a $10 bet to get a $30 bet.
Yep.
Then just on the Penn Mile. But you're going to have a lot of winners. I heard it's 5 between each race?
I think so.
Yes.
I'll double check.
So it is 5. That was an email,
okay.
So I hope.
I'll take your word for it. You probably know more than I do what's going on.
5 drawing winners between the first 5 races.
If it isn't, you can fund the other ones.
Yeah,
sure.
I got it.
It's a guarantee.
Okay.
It's a guarantee now. I've said
Good.
it aloud multiple broadcasts because me and Jessica were on America's Best Racing Live last night talking about the Penn Mile and all the horses, which we're going to get to a little bit later in our show.
Perfect.
But before that, I can't let you leave yet. We have to do trivia.
That's right.
Because stumping you, and then we're going to be
I've heard you are the trivia master.
He is.
It depends. Very arcane trivia.
The best kind.
We also love to handicap against each other on this day, which...
Yes. I think you won that part.
Yes.
So.
Yes, I won 2 years. We haven't gotten Scott in on this game, though. That was with Eric Johnston. We would all handicap.
You don't want Scott's picks.
No, I probably could outpick Scott, but you're my. We'll talk after.
Okay.
We'll have to keep the tradition.
I'm a worthy rival.
I know. Okay. Yes, you are.
Good.
Very much. So I am going to start with my first question. All right. The very first Penn Mile was in 2013. And the horse that won was a huge long shot at 91-1 odds. What was the name of this horse?
The first Penn Mile?
The first one.
No.
Was it?
No.
No.
Rylick won it. He was the odds-on favorite.
He was the favorite.
He was the favorite. Yes.
Okay, my facts are wrong.
There you go. Do I have to do that in the form of a
No.
question, like on Jeopardy? Or
No,
what
we're
is
not.
it?
I think you absolutely
But my
win
question
that
was
trivia
wrong.
question.
I think Wowwood of Summer was the long shot.
the
he won in 2020.
I cashed such a good ticket on that horse. Yeah. He made his debut at Colonial that summer with Chucky Lawrence, and when I tell you this horse walked into the paddock at Colonial, and I jaw hit the floor like one of those that look like a boy among men, and I remembered that, and I was like, that was one of my all-time good. That was one of my all-time good tickets.
Tyler Connor wrote him. I think that was
yeah.
2022, I think, 2022 or 2023.
He's one of the best looking horses I've seen in a long time. Like this was a horse that when he was not consistent, and he was it must have been so frustrating, more so I imagine for Chucky than for like the handicapper and me, but because sometimes he'd just come out and like when he was on, he was really good. That was a very fun race.
Oh, well,
I think we're going to have somebody audit these questions.
Yeah,
ahead
I
of
think we
time.
should, because there's a website that has.
Bad information.
Well, I'm going to ask the next question.
Okay. all
Okay,
right.
Jessica's got it.
Who holds the track record for the Penn Mile?
For the Penn Mile, it was the World War One, Frankie Dettori, and that 2025. In fact, that was when you talk about memorable races. Anybody who likes horse racing knows Frankie Dettori.
Yeah.
And I was his Uber driver for 2 days before the Penn Mile. And nicest guy in the world. And he won both the stake races here. So he can claim to have won at Shatin, Santa Anita, Ascot, and Penn National. So
Did he flying dismount for both of them?
he did.
See, that's
he did. He did the dismount.
Then he got his
on
money.
that. He did.
You got your money's worth for
But
that.
great guy. Nicest guy in the world.
The legendary horse that raced here at Penn National that broke the records for winning the most races.
This is not a Penn Mile horse.
This is a broader, apparently, Penn National trivia session.
I was only boning up for my Penn Mile trivia. I do not know the answer to that one.
No, well, it's a local horse. It says our local, famous local horse,
Okay.
a legendary
That sounds right.
one.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Rapid, yeah, that's right.
Rapid Transit.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you. Yeah, you're always right on these.
No, I'm not. Obviously not. We had.
The road to the Breeders' Cup does occasionally run through Penn National
Yeah.
in Grantville. Tell me about a Breeders' Cup winner that has come through here.
It was 2014 maybe. Chad Brown's horse, Bobby's Kitten, won the Penn Mile. The Ramseys, Ken and Sarah Ramsey owned the horse. And I mean, he was obviously he was a favorite. He was very impressive, but and I think he ran in a couple of the bigger stakes during the summer. But we were kind of surprised in the Breeders' Cup. It was actually the Breeders' Cup Sprint at Santa Anita, so it's the downhill, and he kind of came out of nowhere on that one. So that was fun. Again, it kind of that stamped a lot of legitimacy for the race early on. Having a Breeders' Cup winner in there. So that was a nice one. Nice one to put on the mantle.
And it's so cool to see kind of those iconic silks, right? Get to
Yep.
come to your racetrack. I know, and maybe this is just like an announcer nerd thing that I'll get to with the other voices when they come in, but it's cool seeing the silks that you often only see on TV kind of right in front of you.
Oh yeah. We have a few of them here as well. The Taj Mahal owners are in the Penn Mile, and a few, as you said, and Gary Barber, who's won a lot of races.
Those are easy to see too.
Yeah,
Those are. I'm a big fan
pink
of those
ones.
silks.
Yeah. So there's been Godolphins won this race before, and Qatar Racing, and we talked about the Ramseys. So Oxley, John Oxley, I think won the race back with one of the Mark Casse horses, Moon Colony. So this is certainly a race, a lot of money. So people, the big owners will go after that.
But it's also a nice showcase for all of the local horsemen and women too, to get to show their stuff and show that they can compete with anybody too. And it's a lot of folks that I see regularly, but also the Penn National folks I love when they ship into parks too. And it's neat getting to see them shine on a big stage.
These events are fun. Again, we race 100 days a year. We race during sometimes not the best weather climates, and these days are fun. This is and people, the trainers here, obviously they'd love to win this race, but they know when the good horses are here. They come out. They'll be there in the paddock, checking them out, and I think everybody, as you said, wants to see a real nice looking racehorse. It's really visually impressive.
I think it's great in both of the Penn Oaks and the Penn Mile. We have a local local horse, local trainer, and I think that's also fun to root for. Had
Yep.
a lot of.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be placing my money on them just
Okay.
because I would love to see those
Love
odds
Langle.
come, and I would also love to see them, get a win. I think that they have some good chances. So, well, thank you,
Excellent.
Chris, for
Good.
joining
Thank you,
us,
Chris.
and
Thank
we've
you.
had a great time.
All
And
right.
I'm going to get better on my trivia. I'm definitely going to.
I'll give you the questions ahead of time. So.
No, I have somebody I can call. I think I need to call in the big guns.
Okay.
I think we know the same person that will be able to probably test your trivia.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do next time.
Go to it. Okay, and we'll see you at the Adios, hopefully.
Oh, I'll be there live
great.
again the day before. That's the hope.
Good. Thank you very much for coming out. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
Thrilled to
thank
be here.
you.
Okay.
Well, we are going to go to a quick break, and we will be back with our next guest. Jessica, who do we have up next?
We have the voice of the Triple Crown, Larry Collmus.
All right.
Bet $10 and win your way to the Penn Mile. Place a $10 bet in the sports book today for a chance to win a $30 Penn Mile betting voucher covering your win, place, show bet. There's going to be a total of 25 winners. The beginning of the drawing will be at the first race to the fifth. The voucher is valid for the Penn Mile race only, so get your bets in and good luck. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Pennsylvania breeding program is the best program in the country. The stallion awards, the owner bonuses, also the restricted races and the stakes races for Pennsylvania breds. Last year, 321 Pennsylvania breeders earned breeders awards. 22 Pennsylvania breeders earned over $100,000. We have the best program in the country. Take advantage of the fantastic program that we have.
Learn more at PA-bred.com.
Mark your calendars for Friday, July 3rd, because the track is getting wild. It's camel, ostrich, and zebra races, oh my. An incredible night full of family fun along with our traditional racing starts at 5 p.m. So don't miss it, grab your whole crew and head to the track for a night of wild fun.
A photo finish. A split second. Frozen in time. Years in the making. The early mornings. The late nights. Sweat, tears, and grit. The moment the crown falls on the king's head for all to see. What's a picture really worth? That depends on what you wager.
For years, the Wager Warrior has protected our tracks. Now he's on a mission to help his fellow warriors win big. Let's see how it's going.
Boats Rockin has been having a good run. He's definitely going to show. Should I risk it on the win?
Hey, you, over here. No, down here. Check out the past performances. I've sent them to your email. I was just trying to help. Go to pennhorseracing.com/wagerwarriors to get your past performances too.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Hot to Trot. My next guest is the voice of the Kentucky Derby. Larry, you have been the voice of so many memorable moments in horse racing, but you've also been a dear friend of mine going back to the East Boston Oval over 20 years ago.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I mean, at least one of us is aging well, and it's not me.
I don't know about that. You look fine to me. I think, Suffolk, 1992, right? That's 40 years ago? That's when the track first reopened and I got there. I cannot believe that was 34 years ago, and Cigar was like 31 years ago.
Well, you've gotten to call some of the true all-time greats in the sport, from Cigar to American Pharoah. And one of the things is, despite being the voice of the Breeders' Cup and the Kentucky Derby and kind of every major race and every...
Except the Belmont these days, but that's okay.
But you got the Belmont that really mattered, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got
two of them.
Yes. I was at American Pharoah's Belmont, and we're going to go off subject here already, but that was one of the most iconic sporting moments, I think, of my lifetime.
Me too.
For sure, for sure. And how does it feel kind of looking back on being the voice of that? And you met the moment in such a way that Belmont shook around us, and it was a spectacular thing.
Well, no matter what I had said, it was going to shake big time because of what
Could
American
you feel
Pharoah
the shaking
do.
up there?
Yes.
Because I was in one of the civilized people areas, and I've never felt it shake like that.
It was amazing. Yeah, we were like at Belmont, 7 floors up, and thick glass, so you would think you wouldn't hear anything, right? But the place was bonkers, and it was so cool. I am just so happy that I didn't screw it up, right? That's what it's. American Pharoah took care of his end of the deal. It's like all you got to do is take care of yours. And the other day I was cleaning out my closets because I just haven't been home much, and I was finding all kinds of great stuff, right? And I found this card that I had in front of me when American Pharoah won the Belmont, and it had notes written on it in case I wanted to say anything in the call. And I didn't remember doing this, but on the card it says, "Finally the one. American Pharoah's won the Triple Crown. The 37-year wait is over. Run for glory." All the stuff that actually got into the race call, and I didn't read it, during the race, but it was there because I wanted to keep it in my mind, and the fact that he won as easy as he did enabled me to say that kind of stuff. What if it ends up a photo finish?
Sure.
How's that going to work?
I mean, you still get the moment, but it is different. So, as the announcer, and what an interesting kind of segue here. Do you plan what you're going to say, or do you just kind of let things marinate in your brain?
You have to have some sort of an idea, I think, for a moment like that. And I remember that week, Tom Hammond, who was the host of the show back then on NBC, I was talking to him about that. And I said, "Tom, what do you think of?" People said, "Oh, you should be totally off the cuff, right?" And he goes, "Larry, if you're going to call a moment of history, you better have the right thing to say." And I'm like, that's what I thought too. So, yeah, plan it out. Don't go off the cuff for a big moment like that.
I think that's right. So
I was going to ask a question.
Oh, so I'm sorry.
You're allowed.
Yeah, you're
Am
allowed.
I allowed?
Sorry.
I know.
Two-
This
you
is
have
like
two big mouths
Jessica.
on
Like
the
these
set.
are two friends, and I'm just going to butt in.
Yeah, we go back a ways.
I know. This is like our first time. I mean, we've met, but
Yeah.
we haven't really got to chat it up. Like,
Yeah.
We're going to get on that level, Larry.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to get close. So
I like it.
You've prepared, like you've called, like we've said, some of the most iconic races in history. How do you prepare for like a night like tonight here in Granville, PA, for Penn Mile? Do you prepare the same for those races before a race call like you would?
Yeah, I think that other than the Kentucky Derby, that's a preparation level all by itself. But yeah, so what I've done already is I'm going to call the 4 stakes races, and I colored in my iPad like I always do, and I'm ready to go. And hopefully the silks that are in the program are close to right, but I can always make adjustments. But that's how we do it by the jockey silks, as Jessica knows. And there's a level of preparation. I've gone through making sure I know how to pronounce everybody's name and I, the trainers, the jockeys, and all that stuff, because every once in a while when you come to a new surroundings, you might not be as familiar with everyone. But yeah, I think there's enough preparation that I've done that I should be okay. I hope.
I think you have the experience and put in the time.
One or two races. Yeah.
So for folks that don't know, I worked at Suffolk Downs when Larry was the announcer, and also when T.D. Thornton was the announcer.
Yes.
And there are very few days now that go by when I think of how annoying I must have been to you and T.D. on a regular basis, because I think I would probably call T.D. like as they were going into the gate with some stupid request. And now if someone would have the audacity to do that to me, I would be furious. And you and TD were both real gracious about it. But let's talk some announcer pet peeves. What drives you crazy when you're up in the booth?
What drives me crazy? Phone ringing during the race.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That would be
especially if it's like someone who knows, like who's actually listening. I know you can hear me.
Right. You know that I'm about to or am calling the race. Unless you're the stewards with something extremely important, you can wait a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
That would be number one. One of the other ones because it.
And you are the reason.
Yeah.
So again, folks may have noticed by this point that whenever someone does not come out in their own silks wearing the house colors, I will often comment on that as they're going in the gate. I think it is important to honor those that came before us and to make little nods to where we came from. And just know, Larry, that is a nod to you because you used to do that at Suffolk.
Yeah, I don't do it much anymore, but yeah, it used to bug the crap out of me when I would see the SD on the silks for Suffolk Downs because they didn't bring their colors. How hard is it to bring your own colors, And it's so. What's the word we like to use?
I can't. I don't think you can use that anymore. I don't think that's.
I
don't think we're allowed to say that anymore.
I can say it.
You can. You can say whatever you want.
You can say a lot of things on Hot to Trot. Let's just be honest.
But yes, it is. 1,000% it is,
Yeah.
and it. I'm pretty sure my intolerance for it is from
you'll
UNTD.
You'll get over that intolerance.
I can hold a grudge like no one's business. I'm committed to this bit, especially because I think it irritates some people when I comment on it. So now I will never miss
hopefully, if it irritates them enough, they'll bring their colors next time.
So I think that if you don't bring your colors, you should have to donate to the PDJF.
Absolutely.
I think I would like that to be the house rule. That maybe I'll shame you less, but it's a donation.
I have a funny story when it comes to silk. So I'm working for FanDuel TV right at Churchill, and our set is on the clubhouse turn, right? And they're showing the horses in the paddock for a race, and one of my friends has a horse, David Fox, the trainer down in Florida, who's a great guy. And I said, well, here's David Fox. He's here today at Churchill. And then the jockey walks up. I said, but I guess his silks aren't here. And it was because he had the Churchill house silks on. And someone called him. I think it was Joe Orsino. Called him and told him that I said that on the air.
It.
Right?
I love it so much.
And so as the race is over, the horse wins. He's walking back, right? And he walks right by our set, and he starts reading me the riot act. He goes, you think I forgot to bring those colors? They lost him in the freaking jockey's room. It wasn't my fault. And I'm dying laughing, and he's so mad. Like, David, get over it, man.
I love that. So you have been doing this for years, and obviously you guys are bonded. This is like the announcer show because, we have another announcer coming up next.
That's right.
Nathan,
yes.
our
it's like
new.
three real generations of it, right?
I did this on purpose so I don't have to talk. These guys can handle it. I can just sit here. Yeah. What kind of advice would you give to someone coming into the industry? I know as a fan, I've tried to call races at home by myself in my pajamas, and we went harness because they go a little bit slower, and I feel like I could have handled it more. But you turn off the mute, and if you're a real fan of racing, I think we've all embarrassingly tried to do this.
Yeah, some of us have done it in front of millions of people.
I would never take that jump, but
I would say if you're if you want to do it, good. Practice as much as you possibly can. Call as many races as you can before you do it for real, because it's going to give you a little bit more of a comfort level. But the other important thing is be ready to wear a lot of hats. You're not going to just call races anymore, especially at smaller tracks. You've got to do a bunch of stuff,
a lot,
right? I think one of the few people that get to just call races is the dude at Del Mar, and so
we're just calling people out left and right.
Well, that's me. So,
jeez, Larry.
So, I mean, for the most part, yeah, it's a job.
But do you remember the old days where you and TD would waltz in 5 minutes before the first race and that was it.
Yeah, but in the off season at Suffolk, I was working the stand for people that wanted to sign up for Express Bet, right?
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, I had to do a bunch of stuff, and
I know that.
and that's
stand.
how you've got to be ready for that, and that's how it is these days. You're just not going to be, I'm the announcer and that's all I do. That's
those days are long
few and
gone.
far between.
Were you okay? So I know when I had Express Bet come to our track down in Pimlico, the girl, it was sexy jockeys that were signing people up. Were you one of those?
Were you a sexy jockey?
I was neither sexy nor a jockey, but I was.
They had models come in dressed up in jockey silks, and they would walk around the indoor paddock and things.
And
I don't think we could have afforded those at Suffolk.
I wish we had, because I would have been happy not to.
We had Larry and Ray Rowley.
I just remember
Ray Rowley was sexy in his own way. Yeah.
I remember the sexy jockey girls walking around, and I'm like, because I was 7 months pregnant at the time, and they were there that whole week, just signing people up left and right.
I'm cracking her up, by the way.
I know, because you just keep dragging people here on Hot Trot Live. I love it, Larry.
Glad to do it.
I think Ray Rowley's long dead.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Oh,
He was fun.
He was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
He was the guy that worked the customer service booth at Suffolk, and
But he had no customer service skills.
Yeah, there was no customer to serve, but, he was Ray.
He was Ray.
Yeah.
So coming back to a track like this, you get to kind of enjoy a little bit of a small track atmosphere and be an announcer of the people here. What is your favorite part of a night like this?
As soon as we're done here, I'm going to go around the corner, and I'm going to sit at a table and maybe sign stuff, take pictures, and talk to people. And I love doing that. 'Cause when I was calling at Saratoga, that is how I started my day every day. I would do the program changes, and then I'd go downstairs, and I'd walk around the backyard. I'd see a lot of familiar faces, but then I'd see new faces, and people would tweet to me. It's like, "Can you stop by here? My friends are in this." I'm like, "I got you," and I would do that, and I think that's the relationship with the fans is so important, and to me, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's the best part, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of fans out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me too. Well, thank you so much for joining us here. We're so excited.
Do I
to
get
have
some
you.
sort of like a parting gift or anything?
I heard there's a hat.
Oh, a hat. Okay.
But you
But
better
no,
know,
Chris took it.
You better know someone.
Oh, Chris took it.
We can get you in a Hot to Trot Stanley Cup. It's pink.
How about the actual Stanley Cup? No?
No, it's
No.
just like a regular
Oh, okay.
Stanley thermal.
All right. That's close
tumbler.
enough.
Good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough.
I mean, a
It's
true
pink.
racetracker. If it's free, it's for me.
Exactly.
You can get some sunglasses at
I
our
like my
PHRE booth.
I've been coming to this track for blank years, and I
You've
want
never
my
paid for a
free
dinner.
blank. Right? No. No, I haven't paid for dinner
No.
yet. I don't think.
Oh.
I better not tonight.
I would hope not. Well, thank you for being legendary, dragging a few names in racing with us. I mean, it's been fun. I know Jessica's happy. She's
Yes.
ear to
Delighted.
ear.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to you
Have
calling.
a fun Penn Mile night.
Better get that right.
Penn Nile bite.
You sound like me now, Larry. I can't say anything or pronounce it correctly. Well,
Have a good one.
you too.
Okay.
Thank you.
We will be right back shortly with our next guest, the new voice of Penn National Race Course, Nathan Klein.
Our horse racing and breeding industries are vitally important to Pennsylvania. The Standardbred Breeders Association of Pennsylvania proudly represents breeders located in every corner of the Commonwealth. These farms preserve green space. They provide thousands of jobs and significant economic impact. And they're also home to the next generation of Standardbred champions. For more, please visit us online at standardbredbreederspa.org.
What's that? It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's the Wager Warrior.
If you guys would just check your email, I wouldn't have to fly all the way over here. I sent you free past performances.
Oh yeah, they're right here. I didn't get anything. Where do I sign up?
Go to pennhorseracing.com/wagerwarriors to stay ahead of the pack. Which reminds me, gotta run.
Mark your calendars for Friday, July 3rd, because the track is getting wild. It's camel, ostrich, and zebra races. Oh my. An incredible night full of family fun along with our traditional racing starts at 5 p.m. So don't miss it. Grab your whole crew and head to the track for a night of wild fun.
The Pennsylvania breeding program is the best program in the country. The stallion awards, the owner bonuses, also the restricted races and the stakes races for Pennsylvania breds. Last year, 321 Pennsylvania breeders earned breeders awards. 22 Pennsylvania breeders earned over $100,000. We have the best program in the country. Take advantage of the fantastic program that we have.
Learn more at PA-bred.com.
Welcome back, and we are joined by one of the new bright young faces in racing, especially here locally. We have Nathan Klein here, the new announcer at Penn National Race Course. Nathan, thank you so much for jumping on Hot to Trot. I was so excited. I got to meet you before tonight. Well, we've been friends on social media for quite some time, but I got to see your face at Harrah's. It was like the most pleasant surprise.
I had a lot of fun there. Yeah, that was my 50th track I've attended. So, and I was going there without any familiarity with anyone. So, I have really good luck though, since I ran into you there. So
we had a great time, and you got to go talk to another announcer, because I feel like this is the announcer show. I mean, Chris was an announcer, but we just lined it all up with announcers.
Chris has
with
done
Jessica.
everything. I'm sure he's called a race at some point. I'm
He
sure
probably
he's
has.
he has a good voice for it.
He does. Well, the best thing about horse racing, right, is no matter where you go to a racetrack, you have a friend there. There's going to be someone that you know, and that's my favorite part of the racing industry is you see people that surprise you that you haven't seen in forever, or you see familiar faces. I think it's the best part. We have so many great racetracks here in Pennsylvania, and we're getting to enjoy this one tonight.
I'm just glad to, I was excited to see you at a harness track. I was like, oh, wait. I love when the people are interested in both, like I am, and follow both. And you had, you knew horses. You were talking about breaking records and who was coming up next. So I was excited that you follow all types of racing.
Potato sacks, it doesn't matter. It's a horse. I like any part of it. I was thoroughbred first, but you can't be picky in horse racing, and that was something I learned very quickly. And besides, more friends.
Now your moment of taking over the booth is coming pretty soon. How is your level of excitement up to this point?
I'm hiding it. Am I hiding it well? Nope. Yeah, that's what I thought.
But you should be excited. This is a huge deal. This is a great opportunity. It's a great racetrack. You'll get so many reps. You be excited. I think that's the thing. In this age that we live in, people think it's you shouldn't be excited. It's cool to act like you don't care.
Oh. I'm excited for you.
Be cringy excited.
You're 21 years old.
Yeah, it's all still ahead of you, but this is a big moment.
Absolutely. I didn't think it would come this soon. The big thing I've kind of learned through being a racetrack announcer in the brief time I've done it is you just don't know when anything will happen. When it first was even a possibility that I could do this, it came at a time that I was not expecting. It all came with an unexpected message, and then, all the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens. But just kind of the build-up to it. I mean, it was in the back of my head throughout my final months of school. Now I never have to go to school again.
When I was your age, Larry was the voice of Suffolk Downs, and I was working my first job in racing at Suffolk Downs, and it's a really exciting time of your life to get to have all of these firsts in racing and find your people and find your place in the industry. I'm very thrilled for you.
And I really do appreciate that. It's just that, and I've been thinking about this since I was 6 years old, wanting to be a racetrack announcer. The first thing that caught my eye, or ears I should say, is the voice of Trevor Denman during my first horse race. And then it's just been year after year of following it. It's the culmination of a lot of things. So it's surreal. That's kind of why I'm struggling to find words for it. It's just shocking. But I know that I did everything right to get here.
Yeah, you definitely earned it. And, I mean, your social media are following. Like I said, I got to follow you. That's how I've gotten to, I feel like, know you from a distance. Through your social media, you have such a great following. You want to share with some of our listeners here today what your handles are on your social media so they can start to follow you?
On Twitter or X, Nathan the Caller for that. On Instagram, Nathan Klein Horse Racing. And I even do YouTube at Sketchy the Horse Guy, although the people who watch me there know me for a different reason compared to being Nathan the Caller. It's so weird. There are people who will address me and walk up to me and be like, "You're Nathan the Caller," and then there are people who will be like, "You're Sketchy." And you get two different types of people through it, but yet they all love horse racing, so I must have done something right.
You have a significant following, so I think you are doing something right, Nathan. You have a lot of fans out there, and I know I've been one, and you're going to have a lot of fans here at Penn National. What's something that you are really looking forward to being in Grantville? This is a lot. You've already talked about the humidity, and it's not even that hot today. But what are some of the things you're looking forward to most to being here at Penn?
At Penn National, are you talking about the job, or are you talking about the actual geography of where I am living right now?
What are you most looking forward to? The job, I would think.
Well, of course, getting to call horse races, absolutely. Announcing, that's the first thing. Mm-hmm. But also the opportunity to actually build on everything that I sort of learned in school. like, this is the thing that I've been dreaming about since I was 6. All right, now let's apply it. This is actually the time to execute it, to learn, and learn all the parts that maybe you didn't think about when you were 6 years old, and now you're an adult and you're doing it. I'm excited to grow, just as a person, as a professional. That's the big thing. Like, I wonder what it'll be like in 5 years.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's going to be great.
Well, for someone so young, you've had so much experience already. You've called races all across the country. Looking back, what has been your favorite race call so far?
Favorite race call
I think I can guess which one this one is.
See, yeah, there's a couple. For sentimental reasons, one of my favorites was at Rito at the U of A RTIP Stakes. That one, it's not my most viral, but the reason why I love that one so much is because that was an early way of me kind of getting to pay tribute to the program that got me the chance to do all this, to meet all these great people. That's how I met you, through the symposium and all that, and a lot of other people through that. And then, of course, Skibbity Riz. That's the one that everyone knows me for. That one was hilarious. It was not my most technical call, but I think it was something that only I could have executed.
Yeah, it was meant for you.
Yeah, it was meant for me, and that's not me trying to disparage anyone.
No, we were all just too old for it. Every one of us were too old. Like, it was for you.
In this weird, modern meme world, yeah, I got to capitalize on that for a moment. It was, and honestly, like John Dooley, when I told him, can I please call this race? And he said, sure. And the fact that, and then he saw why later, and there was no resentment of, how could you have chosen this viral horse? This is hilarious. Great job. And now there's a million Skibbity Rizzlers out there.
I know. I wouldn't say that.
People really liked I don't get it because I'm 41.
I don't either.
It is not for me. There are many things in life that are just not for people our age, actually.
I think part of it is that it's not necessarily maybe made to make sense. Not every joke I think makes sense. I think some of it is just the irony of endowing an animal that can earn you thousands of dollars with a name that is so stupid.
There was a horse at Suffolk named SpongeBob Horsepants. I'll never forget that one.
Exactly.
Never. I love that. But that does not destine a horse for greatness. I feel like that when you name them things that are that bad, like the racing gods go, not for you. You do not get to go to the Kentucky Derby. You do not get greatness. We're banishing you somewhere.
It does immortalize you in a different way because he's yet to win another race. But you know what? Every once in a while when he peeps up, he gets more attraction than, minus maybe a Derby winner, than most graded stakes horses that run around here.
The internet is weird.
It is weird, and I still have yet to figure it out. I think some people think that I know all these answers. I don't. I just have been extraordinarily lucky and have managed to tap into some of its weird power by calling Skibbity Riz and talking about American Pharoah in a miniskirt to hundreds of thousands of people.
I love it. Well, you have a unique role here tonight. You're not calling races, but you are getting your feet wet. Tell us what you're doing today.
So today is another of the lesson days. Take it slow. I've been told to walk, but not to run. And easier said than done for someone with such youthful impatience as myself. But it's an important lesson that I will need to learn fast. But for my actual role, I'll be doing some paddock previews for the race after the Penn Mile, races 7 through 10. I'll get to interview Larry, although you stole the questions I was thinking of during the show.
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna have
blame her.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just gonna have to impose and figure something out.
I don't think our audience is that big. I think you can probably still use them.
I
think he gets the same questions a lot.
If worse
I'm sure he does.
He's a consummate professional. If worse comes to worse, I can just do that. But so yeah, interview, get the lay of the land, learn, and do some paddock previews. The main thing for tonight, and then on the second, it's June 2nd. It's time to call some horses.
I love it. I love it. So we are going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're not getting rid of you because I actually want to know your opinions on some of these horses for our stakes races. So we're going to talk about the 4 stakes races and who's going on your ticket here coming up next.
All right, then.
Our horse racing and breeding industries are vitally important to Pennsylvania. The Standardbred Breeders Association of Pennsylvania proudly represents breeders located in every corner of the Commonwealth. These farms preserve green space. They provide thousands of jobs and significant economic impact. and they're also home to the next generation of standardbred champions. For more, please visit us online at standardbredbreederspa.org.
What's that? It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's the Wager Warrior.
If you guys would just check your email, I wouldn't have to fly all the way over here. I sent you free past performances.
Oh yeah, they're right here. I didn't get anything. Where do I sign up?
Go to pennhorseracing.com/wagerwarriors to stay ahead of the pack. Which reminds me, gotta run.
Bet $10 and win your way to the Penn Mile. Place a $10 bet in the sportsbook today for a chance to win a $30 Penn Mile betting voucher, covering your win, place, show bet. There's going to be a total of 25 winners. The beginning of the drawing will be at the first race to the 5th. The voucher is valid for the Penn Mile race only, so get your bets in and good luck. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to Hot to Trot, and we are still joined by Nathan, the new announcer here at Penn, and Jessica Paquette, the announcer at Parks. I'm just a rose between two announcers.
Between two big mouths, really.
So that's what,
Proudly.
hey, a professional big mouths. Very hard jobs. Big shoes to fill, not me.
We were the people that were told, like, we talk too much in class, and now.
I was the one that was told to stop drawing.
But I don't get paid. I don't get paid by the word.
That's fair.
I'm working on that one, though.
That would be very beneficial if you guys did. Well, we are going to look over the 4 stakes races happening tonight on Penn Mile night. As you can see behind us, the apron is filling up full of fans, so we got to get moving on these. So the first stakes race we have is on the 3rd, and that is, we've all kind of tried to say it. I've said it way different last night. If you watched America's Best Racing, I probably butchered it. I've always said Leapard.
I mean, I think it's the Leifard Stakes, but I could be wrong as well.
Leifard sounds about right.
I mean,
but
either way, it's a great race. They're going a mile and a 16th on the turf. It's for fillies and mares. This starts the all stakes pick 4, which I mean, as a turf player, I love this. And as the Parks announcer, there are a lot of familiar faces and names in this race. These two PA-bred races have a lot of, some of my people and my horses in it.
Yep.
And I think that that's where you can get some value in this first race. I do think Riley Mott's filly, Monderosa, will probably be overlooked. His name, of course, Bill Mott's son, has become a very great trainer in his own right, but he got a lot of prominence throughout the Triple Crown season, and I think your casual players will see that and maybe give this horse a lot of attention. And I think those Parks horses have a chance. Nature's Candy, the Hugo Padilla barn, very, very live, and this one's coming in fresh. Last seen in November, so she is coming in off of a layoff. It's a tough task, but this is a horse that I think she's very capable. She's quick. She has speed to the inside, and that speed translates to the turf. And I also would not overlook Jean Marie for Butch Reed. She's only had a couple of starts on the turf. She's very capable, and anytime you get John Velasquez aboard, just run to the windows.
Well, we all know I love Candy's Reward, number 9 on here with the Brandon Kopp barn. Brandon has been doing very well, and that's my Taylor Swift of it all. I think she is a lot of value there, and I think she's gonna bring it home for me because she knows that I'm fangirling over her.
Well, she is 1 for 1 on the turf. I mean, she's been really killing it on the synthetic, but she's very capable on the grass. And Angel Rodriguez, I think, is a way underrated jockey. Whenever he comes to Parks, I'm always very impressed by his sense of timing and how strong he is.
Who are you thinking?
Well, I'm a sucker for John Velasquez. I mean, along with Larry, he was one of those childhood early idols for me. Mike Smith and John Velasquez, first idols for me when I was growing up watching racing. For first voices, Trevor Denman and Larry Collmus, et cetera, et cetera. So, him coming down here, it never gets old. When I was at Horseshoe last year, he came down for the big ones. He swept those stakes races, and I'm just that's my man. And I think it's just also great to see that they honored not just great Pennsylvania racehorses with the stakes name, but also a stallion who came from Pennsylvania and then helped influence the world in Leifard. And now we kind of get to see a more personal influence on that. Here's our Pennsylvania horses. These are the horses that make this state unique.
I love that.
I do too.
It's such a unique, you have a great perspective on these, and that's what I love that you bring to the table when you talk about racing. So. Amazing. The next one up we have is the Alphabet Soup Handicap. Now, I know who I want to go with Fierce and Strong, the 8. That horse won 2024, last year. So, of course, we want to see him go for a 3rd. But he's been off for a while. I have some concerns. And then we also have Uncle Heavy in there. He's never been on the turf, but I think Butch Reed wouldn't put him on the turf if he didn't think he could actually be a turfer. So I'm torn.
I think Uncle Heavy goes like a turf horse. He is a horse that does typically need a lot of room to get going. He's just kind of a big, heavy he lives up to his name in some sort of way, right? He's a little bit of a heavy moving type, and I wonder if he really takes to the turf. And maybe he has a little bit more of a turn of foot on the grass than he has kind of grown into at this point. He's very interesting. I am probably a little sentimentally biased here. Bartlett is so cool. He comes out for John Service. He's a Pennsylvania bred for Greg Newell. And this one, he has always hinted at being, I think, a legitimate, maybe grade 3, grade 2 type of horse when all things come together. I'm not entirely convinced he is that good on the turf, but he ran so well last time out at Laurel. I think maybe he could. I think if he breaks well, comes out of the gate swinging, he might be tough to catch. He's one that, calling so many of his races at parks, sometimes horses get very brave on the lead, and he is one that kind of, if he gets the lead and no one's really going with him, they might not catch him. And you'll learn all of these people, Nathan. But like one of the things I find so cool about Frankie Pennington as a jockey is he's a horseman's horseman. And I think there are some horsemen and some riders who tell a horse. And some horses do need to prefer to be told. But Frankie knows when to ask, not tell. And I think horses really respond to that. And it's a cool thing. And he and Bartlett, like, they get each other.
That's a cool like kind of chemistry idea, because you hear those stories all the time. Like when I was a kid and they were talking about Seattle Slew, they would say you don't give him instructions, but if you ask him, he'll do anything you want.
Frankie asks, and you see particularly some of the mares really respond to him because he doesn't irritate them. And like a mare will tell you if she doesn't like it.
Horses are really like brilliant teachers. Like even like mare gelding, whatever. They are such great ego deathers. But it's like it's exactly what you need in order to better yourself and be a better like teammate.
I think of them as like divine mirrors, right? Like they expose every ugly flaw that we have in a good way. But like if we come into a relationship with a horse with an unpleasant attitude, they will give it right back, and it makes you look at yourself and how you're interacting. Sorry, we could talk for hours about this, but we have some serious stakes races to talk about. So let's go to the Penn Oaks, $150,000. Fillies, 3 years old, going 1 mile. There is one scratch, the 4, Call on Me, who was my top selection. So back to the drawing board, Ashley, who do you like?
I have the 6, and then Final Accord, though, is where I'm really, I love that horse. I think we got to pull up my program because Nathan took it with my notes. So
sorry.
It's okay. We forgot to tell Nathan he was actually going to be talking about races.
Welcome to horse racing, kid.
Yeah. You go with yours because you have yours in your hand, and I'll pull up mine, and I can tell you exactly why.
I mean, I was a theater kid. I mean, who would have thought? But so improvisation, yes-anding, and just playing along to what people offer you. It actually is a really good skill in horse racing because it introduces you to so many different things that maybe you hadn't thought of.
And I'm sure that skill comes real handy up in the booth.
Oh yeah, Larry was talking about it earlier. Besides those big moments, which you do plan out, a lot of the beauty of racing is, oh, well, that just happened. All right, let's keep going.
Well, and just when you think you've seen everything, horse racing will be like, oh no, wait, we're going to show you something you have never seen before. Like I've only been the announcer for about 4 years now, but I have been in racing for 20-something years professionally, and like you kind of think you've seen everything, and then I will still see things that I've never seen before.
And that excites me, at least, for my future. There's been a lot of jokes about, like, what will happen in my future, but, like, the idea that there's something still left that I've yet to see.
Oh, yeah, no, the best is way ahead. All of the best things are still ahead. But there's, like, this lovely notion, right, that there are, like, great horses you've never called. There are great horses you've never seen. Like, I think to myself, like, I have 2 wonderful riding horses right now, but like there's horses I haven't loved yet that I'm going to get to horse show. That's cool.
I'm going to keep that in my back pocket.
I got my notes now.
So it's okay.
Yeah,
we were killing time.
So it's our only stakes winner, Final Accord. So and we have Mark Cassie as a trainer. So of course we're going full on with that one.
I love it.
I love that for me.
Smexy.
I don't know. We love Smexy for the name. The name is fun. A lot of fun.
I'm a Brendan Walsh fangirl, so couple that with John Velasquez, and I'm happy to default to that after my top selection scratched.
Winning team, and you can't really go wrong with Euros. Like if they're coming down here for a turf race, there's the kind of idea that like they're here to kind of steal. This is what their bread and butter. This is.
Well, I don't think that one's going back to Europe. I think that one's now just like.
But they're staying here. But originally they started in Europe.
Sure.
And then they come down here. Maybe like they prefer the firmer turf down here in America compared to the more boggy conditions in Ireland.
Sure.
But either way, they find kind of a new environment, but take that strong turfy foundation from their home country.
And now
say the 6's name because that's why I have the announcers on because I don't say these.
I'm not the announcer here. That one's not my problem.
No, Nathan, how will we say that?
I think Bandiagara.
Yeah, good. Can't ever say
Great.
it.
You're hired, kid.
That's another.
Yay!
Yeah, I wasn't gonna attempt it. Well, let's get it right. I try.
So the big race up next, the Penn Mile. Grade 3, $400,000 race. There's some star power here. It's not the biggest field, but it is quality over quantity, really. And they're going a mile. A couple of scratches, the 2 Baytown Dreamer, the 4 Teddy's Rocket.
It messes up my whole whole ticket.
My top selection remains the same in Immortalized. Again, Brendan Walsh, John Velasquez, and this horse's job on the front end maybe gets a little bit easier with the scratches, and I think Johnny V can probably control the pace. However, and I know this is a horse that you like, kind of who had a local prep race for Phil Schoenthal, that is Classic Nofty. I think so highly of Phil, and I think this horse is very interesting at potentially a big price.
I love Angel. He's on. So I'm super excited. I'm putting money on him because if that comes to be, he's definitely going to be on my my pick 4. I'm going to throw it in. I got to make sure it's in the budget. And but I also love the 6. I love Honey Dutch. I think that's going to be my number 1. And we're going to go to a quick break, and we're going to wrap it up.
We are happy and proud to welcome the Tactical Mounted Section.
Well, the problem with having announcers on the show is they all gab too much.
Guilty.
Guilty.
So we are going to wrap things up because obviously the horses are in the paddock and we are about to start racing here at Penn National for the Penn Mile. But before we go anywhere, Nathan, it's very important that I know who is your top pick for the Penn Mile.
Immortalized.
Immortalized. Anything to say about Immortalized?
Jessica took a lot of what I was kind of thinking about it, but like I'm riding this train here. I'm riding the Johnny V train. Great duo, 3 in a row. I mean, you can't go wrong, especially when you come from a track like Gulfstream Park, and now you come to this very competitive but still smaller pond, ready to take the biggest prize.
I like it. Well, thank you all for joining us here on Haunted Trot Live. Jessica, thank you for co-hosting and taking the trip out here to Groundfield, PA. And we are going to go enjoy the races. If you're not here, get here soon because we start racing at 5 o'clock and you're a little late. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.